Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's Pep Talk. This week, I thought I'd talk a little bit about ways of staying organized because we've reached the point in the semester, we're a few weeks in now, and the workload is starting to get serious for many of us. For the first couple of weeks, we can kind of drift along, but we're coming to the point where assignments are coming due and exams are coming up, and it might seem daunting to have a lot of things to do. So I thought I would share some ideas that I use to keep on top of my workload and to manage juggling a lot of different tasks at the same time. The first thing I'd like everyone to remember, though, is that nobody's got it all figured out. We're all just making it up as we go along. We all struggle with some element of procrastination or perfectionism or fatigue or just not wanting to do what we should when we should do it. So please be assured that even those who seem to be really organized on top of things struggle with it too, and that we all need to find different ways that work for us to stay on top of our schedules. Now, I keep both a written planner and a list on my phone, and I make sure that they are in agreement with each other. But that helps me, whether I am somewhere where I can use my phone or not, to know what I have going on. And the paper planner, I use a spiral bound. Well, let me show you. Looks like this. And the pages inside look like this. And having the paper planner helps me to be able to just like flip pages and see what's coming up in the next week. Or if I have to make an appointment for 3 months from now, I can just flip it open and write it in on that date. So the visual aspect of that really helps me. But then the list on my phone is what I work from during the day. And sometimes there are a lot of tasks, and people will tell you, oh, just write everything down so you can manage it. But when you write everything down, then you've got 100 things written down, and it doesn't always give relief. It can give you even more stress to write it all down. So here are some tips for me. First, when you have a long-term project coming due, say 2 months from now, and you put it in your planner or your calendar, put some milestones before it. Back up a week and give yourself a warning that it's due in a week. Back up 2 weeks and give yourself a warning that it's due in 2 weeks. If the project has to be completed in stages, divide it up and say, well, I'd like to complete this stage by this date, this stage by this date. That can help you to stay on task. Even with something like doctor appointments, dental appointments, if you give yourself kind of a week warning ahead of time, it can help you to stay on top of those things. Another piece of advice that I have is once you get all of those tasks written down, be realistic about how much you can accomplish in one day. And this is something that I have not yet mastered and that I've always struggled with is I bite off more than I can chew. I think I can get more done than I can. But I try to stop every morning and think about what I'm going to do that day and prioritize a small number of tasks that I want to accomplish that day. And the best advice I ever heard is to pick 3 things. 3 things that you want to have done before you go to bed tonight. And they can be large or small. So it might be, I want to read that chapter for my class. I want to mop the kitchen floor, do my laundry, whatever, but 3 tasks, just 3, that you can say, when I go to bed tonight, if I've done those 3 things, I'll feel like I've accomplished something. And just pick out 3 things. Now you can do more than 3 if you have the time and the energy and the will, but narrowing it down to 3 doable, manageable things will give you a sense of accomplishment and a sense of moving forward. The other technique that I have used in the past, and I'm not using it right now, but it is a good one, a good hint for those of us who have a lot of things to juggle, and that is the deck of cards method. And the way this works is you take a set of index cards, open up a package of index cards, and you write one task on each card. Then you reorder the cards in such a way that the most important or most immediate one is on top, and then the second one is behind that, and the third one is behind that. And this method of planning can be useful because every morning you can reshuffle the deck as your priorities change. And when you complete a task, you can toss out the card and you can add a new task into the bunch anytime you want by just writing up a new card. So you can keep this little stack of cards in your book bag with a rubber band around it and use that as your to-do list. And I've had a lot of luck with that in the past as well. The important thing is to reflect on how much you can realistically accomplish in the time that you have, and to give yourself a small number of manageable tasks so that at the end of the day you can feel a sense of accomplishment and a sense of progress. I hope you're doing really well this week. I hope you're doing your best to stay organized, and I want to just tell you that I believe in you, and I believe that you are a strong and resilient person, and that you can take hold of your life and take hold of your schedule through time and practice and dedication. Take care and have a good week. Bye.